Hello everyone, this is Osiris Frost. On today's show, I'm going to talk about the newest concept ship for Star Citizen, the Crusader Industries Mercury Star Runner. This video is going to be a little bit different from my normal concept ship videos. I don't want to spend time regurgitating stats that you can get at any time from the ship matrix or by watching another content creator's videos. There are a lot of reasons for this, and rather than go off on a tangent now, I think I'll do another video talking about how I think about ships and how that will inform my video format moving forward. Instead, I've taken a few days since the concept sale started to give myself time to digest the presentation of the Mercury, both the ship itself and the major talking points that keep popping up within the community, including the RTV Q&A. We've had an inkling of what this ship was going to be for the past couple of weeks, ever since the Calling All Devs episode in which Jared Huckabee dropped a hint that we'd be seeing a smuggling ship soon. It's very common for CIG to tip their hand in advance of upcoming concept sales in order to generate a buzz. Based on his comments, I started turning the gears in my head to write an episode about why the last thing we wanted was a smuggling vessel that was advertised as a smuggling vessel. Since the Mercury was unveiled, that's pretty much been the consensus within the community as well. However, I've reversed course on this point for a couple of reasons. For starters, it's been said time and again that 90% of the galaxy's population will be NPCs. And during the Mercury RTV Q&A, it was said point blank that these NPCs will generally be able to be outsmarted by players of average competence. There are likely going to be mechanics added which will allow players to mislabel cargo or to cause innocuous cargo to register as contraband to scanners, causing NPC customs agents to waste time and appear foolish when searching your ship. Using the resources available to you, it's easy to see that you have a very real possibility of avoiding being caught if you adequately prepare yourself for inspection. That brings us to the remaining 10% of the galaxy, the players. Granting that just about all of them will be aware of the smuggling potential of the Mercury, there's still the fact that not all of them will be on the hunt for your illegal cargo. Lots of those players will be interested in other types of gameplay. Plus, most players are PvP adverse. This leaves a very slim percentage of the player base who are looking to take you in for breaking the law. They need to successfully scan you, ascertain that you are carrying contraband, and then board you without you killing them first. That's enough mitigating circumstance that I'm willing to bet that only the hardest of the hardcore are going to take the time. This is essentially the piracy dynamic, but in reverse, and just like with that issue, the amount of hand-wringing throughout the community is out of proportion to the size of the problem. All of that brings me to the ship itself. The full name of this ship model is the Mercury Star Runner, because it's designed to run from any problems it finds itself encountering. Between its speed, shielding, and twin turrets, which are positioned to cover a retreat, you really couldn't ask for a more ideal setup for evading a boarding action. And that's the whole point of smuggling. You aren't supposed to get in a fight in the ship. You're supposed to avoid it at all costs. Look and behave like legitimate cargo transport, and run like hell if that doesn't work. So now that we're all on the same page about how a Mercury crew should handle their business, let's discuss the other dimensions of the ship, because it's not just a cargo hauler. This thing also comes with a ton of computing power, coupled with a scanner. This makes it a more capable info runner than the Drake Herald. And I say more capable with the caveat that we still don't know much about how info running will work. The Mercury certainly has more capacity for data storage. The Herald's speed will likely continue to be an asset in situations where time is of the essence. My suspicion, however, is that those will be a fairly small subset of overall info running opportunities, unless they add a timer to a lot of those type of missions. In either case, the fact that you can haul this much cargo, do data transport, and acquire data via the use of your scanning dish puts the Mercury in a unique spot. Unlike any other hybrid ship I can think of, the Mercury seems like it will perform its role as well or better than the most comparable ship built for that mission type, and where this isn't the case, it will be in near parity with the competition. I've already talked about info running, but what about cargo hauling? This ship can hold more cargo than the entire Freelancer lineup, with the exception of the Max, and as much cargo as the Constellation line, with the exception of the Taurus. But it's faster than these ships, meaning you'll avoid more situations and get to where you're going more quickly. Time is money. Currently, the Max is being reworked and may end up with a better SCM speed than its smaller Freelancer brothers, but even if it matches or beats the Mercury, it's still just a cargo ship. How about scanning? This thing has one radar dish to the Terrapin's 2. How much of a game changer is that second dish going to be? Who knows, but I'm willing to bet that only the most dedicated frontline scouts are really going to benefit from that second dish, and at only $5 difference in price, this is a very interesting CCU candidate. What it comes down to is that the Mercury eats into so much territory of so many other ships, and it does so without seeming to give up too much capability in exchange for that versatility. Add on top of that the fact that it just looks cool with its asymmetrical design and incredible view from the cockpit. Seriously, you can see the ground from the pilot's chair. Couple that with the VTOL thrusters, and landing the Mercury in first-person mode will be a cinch. It's plain to see that CIG are evolving their ship design process. I've been saying for a long time that CIG need to design ships to be good in their roles and move away from arbitrarily handicapping them in some way in order to balance them against other ships. The idea of balancing ships against other ships is crazy. It's based on an outmoded design methodology from other game genres. Rather than look at ship design like it's a game of paper, scissors, rocks, design ships to be good at what they're supposed to do. That's how an engineer would do it. The Mercury gives me plenty of reason for optimism that CIG are finally starting to catch on to that idea. To wrap up this video, if I haven't made it clear already, I love this ship. It does so many things right that I can already see it as my go-to ship when I play Star Citizen, and I can't wait for it to enter the production pipeline. I'm hoping that it'll be the first Crusader ship to do so, since it's the smallest one so far. My biggest problem with this ship is that I don't know what I want to CCU it from, so I took some store credit, and I've been buying and melting CCUs from every ship I own to the Mercury just to hold them in my buybacks. If you own a Herald and a Cutlass or a Freelancer, it's a no-brainer to melt one and CCU the other one to a Mercury. And to follow up on what I just said about holding CCUs in buyback, look for more information about that concept over Labor Day weekend, as I'm going to be releasing a video series on how to think about fleet building. In fact, the reason I didn't release an episode last week was that I've been working on that series. Anyway, those videos will cover all the bases, and the timing should give everyone plenty of opportunity to wrap their heads around the concepts I'll be discussing, to offer feedback and, if necessary, allow me to add a follow-up video based on that feedback, all well in advance of the anniversary sale. I want all of you to get the most out of the huge opportunity that event represents, and come away from it with the fleet that you want. But that's it for the Mercury for now. I've been Osiris Frost. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching. If you're new to Star Citizen, or you know someone who's thinking of playing, you or they can earn 5,000 UEC on your account by registering with my referral code, which you can find in the show notes down below. If you have any questions, feedback, or episode suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.